Hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Lisa. And today I thought I would do what everybody else was doing and talk about what's going to happen in 2025. I don't like making New Year's resolutions and too many goals and plans. I don't know. I'm just such a crank with it, but I feel like I really need to do it for this YouTube channel. Okay, here we go. Now, do you know what? I don't know if anybody else goes through this, but I find it really difficult just to get started in videos. I've probably started this video 6 times already today. Find it really difficult as a relatively new vlogger just to get going and just kind of get in the swing of it. And then once I get going, it's like 45 minutes in and I'm off. So if this is you as well, hats off to you. It's really, it's the thing I think I've struggled with the most starting a YouTube channel. So let's go back to the beginning. In 2024, in May, I started a different YouTube channel with a friend of mine, and it was really good doing it together. And we still have that YouTube channel to today, but it's very unique. It's very niche. Then fast forward on to the summer, and I started taking a weight loss injection called Manjaro, which is a GLP-1 medication. And to date, which is the beginning of January, I've lost just over 2 stone. So I felt like I wanted to vlog about this journey because I know, like me, I was looking on the internet and trying to search people's real life stories. I was finding a lot on like Facebook and Instagram, but they were just like graphics, they were just sort of something to read, and I couldn't find that many people who were actually taking it. I did find one really good vlogger on YouTube from the UK, and I still continue to watch her to date. And yeah, I found lots in America, but I couldn't find too many people in the UK. And I thought, there was a lot of secrecy around it, but I really wanted to talk about it and kind of just put it down for a bit of my own experience, really. A couple of different reasons. I wanted to learn about vlogging and doing things on my own. So that was basically running a YouTube channel, writing, scripting, recording, editing, all the filming. I'd never done anything like that before on my own, and learning how it all works. And so that was like one big part of it. But I wanted to vlog about my journey as well, which I've been doing, albeit quite inconsistently. I've only really done monthly updates. I did a couple of weekly ones at the beginning, but yeah, just life got in the way and I just didn't have that flow with consistency, really. I do have some notes written down, so if you do see me glancing down, that's what I'm doing. Another side of my YouTube channel, so what I did was I stripped it all off, like anything that I'd posted. I'd only really put some shorts on there, but I wanted to kind of make it a little bit relevant to what was going on in my life, and I called it Get Fit Foodie Adventure. I still don't know if that's the right name because I'm trying to get fit. I love food. My life's a bit of an adventure. I love my holidays. And I've kind of got a lot going on. So that was what my channel name was. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. So I'm really inconsistent, and my brain can go off on tangents. So I've seen lots of people doing like kind of updates on where they want their channel to go, and it's really made me think about mine, because how long can I keep talking about GLP-1 medication for? I don't know. I've done it for 6 months. I don't know. I've been thinking about coming off it and transitioning onto a different program. I've done weight loss clubs in the past. They're not for me. They've put me in a real bad mindset with is bad mindset the right thing? They haven't set me up for success. It's just been me. It just hasn't worked for me. I could always lose 5 or 6, £7, put it back on, off, on. So the last 6 months have made me reflect and think about my journey and what I was like when I was super skinny back in the days, sort of going back maybe 20 years ago when I was in my 30s. What was I kind of eating then? And it's made me realise that intermittent fasting and calorie counting is possibly my way out. Oh, there's the door, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So the postman came and brought a couple of little parcels, then my phone went again. and then I had to ring somebody else up, then I had to do something else, and I'm about 6 phone calls down and 3 phone calls later, and I totally lost my flow, but I'm going to just patch it all together because I'm not going to re-record that beginning bit. So here's the topics that I think I'm going to probably incorporate into my YouTube channel this year, apart from the obvious what I've already mentioned. So we go out quite a lot to the theatre, and we've got a couple of shows booked this year. I volunteer also at a theatre on a Sunday morning, and I volunteer in the wardrobe department. So all over Christmas, I've been helping in the panto, dressing the dame, which is really good fun. It really is. I just had a great time. And that was Snow White. That was at the Southport Little Theatre. So it was about a 2.5, 3 week run. I don't know, I think I did about 11 shows doing the dressing. So yeah, that was really, really good. That's really interesting. I'm doing the dressing this year for a show called Brassed Off. So I'm the lead on that one. So I'm just going to also start my research about that. It has been made into a film, and also it's a play. So I'm really looking forward to that. That is later on in the year, around May. So I don't know whether I might incorporate some from the theatre, but our wardrobe department is incredible. We have our own house full of different things. One room's panto, one room's menswear. We have a haberdashery room. Another room is things like hats and just different sort of just honest wigs, loads of stuff. We have rails full of 50s, 40s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. There's just so much. It's really good fun, and I don't really know an awful lot about costuming, but it's great because the other people who volunteer are so knowledgeable, and yeah, it's just really, really great fun. So theatre, going to the theatre, we love, especially love musicals. My favourite is Wicked. I absolutely adore it. I've seen it on Broadway, yeah, and then in London, I've seen the tour quite a few times as well. So we just love going to the theatre. What we've got booked this year, we've only got musical wise, I think so far. What have we got? Only Fools and Horses, and going. It's not a theatre. It's not a musical, but we're going to see Miriam Margolyes. Can't remember when that is. Oh, we're also going to see Chris McCausland in January as well, in Liverpool. So that's good. I'm looking forward to that. So we do go out to the theatre quite a bit. We saw quite a lot last year, a lot of shows. I'm starting a new job next week. So one of the telephone calls I had today was from the HR team to arrange my start date. So that's been officially confirmed. And that's quite daunting at 53, starting a new job. Done a couple of videos about talking about what to wear because it's quite corporate. Now, also, I am an Avon rep, so I do work from home, and I do quite a lot of my paperwork and my things. I also sell on eBay, so everything you can kind of see behind me is kind of like my eBay shop. Now, this is only a relatively new thing. I used to do markets with Avon, so I used to do a couple of markets a month, but because of the problem I've got with the arthritis in my knee, my mobility now is really difficult, and also where the market, so my husband, I rely on him heavily to help me, but because he had a knee replacement from the summer, I didn't do any markets because I couldn't do all the lifting and the carrying and the twisting and everything, and he was out of action. So what I did was I did a little experiment, and I started selling on eBay. I just thought, you know what, I'll just clear my stock. I'll just clear my stock until my markets start again. The markets were due to start again March, but I'll tell you what's happened with that now. Anyway, eBay's going really well. I really, really like it, and it's just another thing to learn. So not only am I selling Avon stuff, I'm on a big decluttering mission. I am doing a few things on Vinted as well, but I've always kind of sold bits on Vinted, but I just need to have a really, really good listing day. And while I've got a couple of days off left this week now, I think I'm just going to do like some mega listing days and set myself some targets for those as well. I don't know if people are interested in decluttering or even like selling on eBay. I follow quite a lot of people who do sell on eBay on YouTube, and they've helped me massively. Obviously, they don't know they've helped me. But I've really enjoyed it. I follow a guy called Simon, who's a gentleman marketeer. He sells menswear. I sell another guy called Ricky Resells, and he sells everything. He's just hilarious. I really like that. I also follow a lady from Australia called Mel, who just sells books on eBay. And Nick and Andrea Hills, the Hills Are Alive, and they sell kind of a bit of everything. She's really into pottery, and I'm just really fascinated watching all these. So the majority of my things are Avon, like I say, because I'm an Avon rep. But I am looking into other things to sell as well, but I'm not sure 100% which way that's going to go. So if my new job is going to be in an office, and that's going to be 22 hours a week. So I'm hoping that's going to be 3 days. So that will leave me 2 other days in the week and 2 days at the weekend where I can pretty much get everything else done. I do quite a lot of listing of a night. So I tend to take the pictures of a day and then I'll just sit watching the telly and upload, a couple of listings for eBay of a night. And I really kind of enjoy that. It's quite nice. Our post office is literally a hop, skip and a jump from the house. It's really not far at all. I can get in the car and be there pretty much in 1 minute. So that's really, really handy as well. Now my clothes. Okay, so because I've worked for myself, and in the past I had a salon, and when I ran reception I did have a lot of like suits and smart clothes. When I worked with customers in treatment with clients, I did used to wear black jeans and a black polo t-shirt, but on the days on reception I was a bit smarter, so I do have quite a lot of clothes, like smart things. But even though I've lost some weight the last couple of years, me being at home after the pandemic and the salon shutting, I've put a lot of weight on. So I was comfortably in 14s, 16s, whereas now they're a bit tight. Some of them are okay. I've done a few videos on what fits me. I don't want to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe because I want to try and reuse it. I love wearing black and navy blue, so I want to kind of just see what I've got. So I've been clearing my wardrobe out, tidying it, trying everything on, throwing out what's scruffy, or taking it to the charity shop if it's okay. And I've been listing something. I haven't listed much, to be honest, on Vinted, and making use of what I can wear. So I've got quite a lot. I've got a couple of staples. I've just had a Shein delivery that's come now. So I've just opened all of that and had a little look at all that. I've done another video last night on some more clothes. I just would like to try and reuse some of that if I can, rather than me just going out and spending money on more stuff. Because the first video that I put up, Can I Make It Work? Quite a lot of them things didn't fit me. Some did, probably less than half. But then yesterday I tried some different things on, some skirts with tights and some different trousers, and I had 2 black suits, but I'd only tried one of them on, so I retried all of them on again. So I am going to be able to do that, but I've still got a long way to go. Still got quite a lot to go through. And also I think it's interesting to go from like the non-corporate world to corporate, because when I do my Avon, I just have either my leggings on, tracksuit on, my jeans and my t-shirt and my hoodie, and I'm out and about and I'm doing whatever I've got to do. So to go into a different world where I can't wear my jeans and I can't wear that, it's important to me that I kind of look okay, and I kind of get that right. So I've still got a bit to be doing with that. Cooking challenges, I love cooking. But because of my arthritis, it is tricky. Now I'm only 53, but because of my job, I've got a lot of problems with repetitive stress injury in my thumbs, my hands. So here's pain, especially painful. So I do use quite a lot of different gadgets. I did a video about the new Ninja 3-in-1 blender, and that has been an absolute godsend. Because chopping food, especially when you get things out the fridge and it's cold, you don't really realise like how awkward it is. So yeah, the the arthritis does kind of slow it down, and especially if I go out and it's really cold. So I've got like special gloves that I wear, and I just have to be like dead careful of my steps and things like that where I go. So cooking and using different appliances is kind of where I'm at now. Like I say, I do cook. I think I said before, I cook a lot from scratch. I'm not used to using jars of sauces. I don't mind like packet mixes and stuff like that, or, it's not that I don't. It's just I've always just cooked from scratch. So I wouldn't think of buying like a jar of spaghetti bolognese sauce. I'd just make the spaghetti bolognese sauce. Do you know what I mean? It's just I've never really thought of buying it in a jar. I've always just made it. So yeah, cooking challenges. I love cooking, and also going back to work. What am I going to take with me to eat? So, like in the day, I'm just not hungry. GLP-1 medication for weight loss does to you is it really suppresses your appetite. And yeah, I just don't get hungry in sort of like the daytime at all. I tend to have a lot of drinks. So what am I going to take to work? Because what I don't want to do is get starving and think I've got to go and get a meal deal and then I don't eat it. Or so I'm going to be consciously thinking about what can I take, and also thinking about, am I going to count calories, do intermittent fasting? And that's where I think I'm going to go when I do eventually come off the GLP-1 medication. But I need to get into the habit of recording all that first. I just mentioned I am an Avon representative, but before that I was a beautician, holistic. So I did things like hot stone massage, I did a lot of nails, facials I particularly loved. And in fact, I've just had a delivery today from another eBay seller, and it is of a Dermalogica product. Now, I used to be a Dermalogica therapist, and there's one product that I just can't live without. I might show you in a different vlog, but I've just ordered that for the first time since I had my salon, because I had lots of products left when I closed in the pandemic. So I love trying products. Just because I'm an Avon rep doesn't mean I'm exclusive to just using everything Avon. I do like to try other things, and I think it's really important that we do look at other products, and because there might be something out there that we don't know about, and also it's great to see what's happening in other markets. So I do get a glossy box, and I've debated whether to blog about this at all. I know loads of people do blog about it. But yeah, so my one for this month has just arrived. I will just give you a quick sneak peek. There we go. That's everything that's in it. It's quite a few products. It's a really nice one, actually. And the boxes, I do use them. You might see them behind me there. I use them for storage, for storing everything as well. They're about £12.50. Honestly, you couldn't buy what's inside for £12.50. But the reason why I like getting these is because you get quite a broad spectrum of products, different things. Now, if my daughter sees this, she normally is over like a hawk and grabbing a few things out. She'll go, what aren't you going to use? What do you want? What don't you want? I used to get these all the time religiously years ago, and I stopped getting them because I found there was always nail polish, and I have gel nails, so I don't really use things like nail polish. So I was finding a lot of problems, a lot of products I wasn't using, but I'm really pleased with this one today. So I'm thinking maybe I'll vlog about products, or because also I like to try dupes. So I like to look at the dupes in Aldi and compare them to, what you're buying, the top of the range ones. So yeah, I'm always kind of like honest with it. If I don't like something, then I'll be honest, or if I'm not going to call it and say something bad about it, I probably just would not, probably wouldn't say anything about it. But yeah, if I like something, then I'll talk about it. And I do like the glossy boxes. I think for £12.50 they are, it's really nice to try something new. So yeah, I like that. Like I said, I've been decluttering on and selling things on eBay and Vinted. It's a slow process, but I'm getting there. I have set up a shop because my business, I am an Avon rep. So, I can't sell on there as a private seller because I'm not, I'm a business. So I'm just kind of using these extra things around the house. I'm putting all that through my business as well. And that is going to help me buy some new things to put on my eBay store. And that's also going to bump up my my money as well. So like I say, my job's part-time, I do my Avon, and also I'd like to try and, explore this with YouTube, whether or not I could ever be good enough to be paid by YouTube, like on the monetization program. Whether I'll ever get to that, I don't know, but we'll just have to see, really. So, but it is a learning curve, and it is something I'm interested in. Like I say, I love social media, and I do have a genuine interest in it, and I'm starting to get people asking me about YouTube, about how it works and how people can get monetized. So again, I don't know whether that is something people will be interested in me talking, or if it's just kind of going off on a tangent. I live in a beautiful Victorian seaside town called Southport. Not many people have heard of it. It's between Liverpool and Blackpool. It's on the coast. I grew up in Crosby, on the beach there, and you may be familiar with some Iron Men statues that are on that beach now. I think there's about 100 casts of the sculptor on the beach. They've been there for quite a number of years now, I think maybe 10. And yeah, I love the coast. I love being by the coast. It really helps blow those cobwebs away. So we've got some beautiful parks in Southport. We've got beautiful, it's kind of like a boulevard of shops with beautiful terraces. We've got the theatre where I volunteer at, which is called the Southport Little Theatre. We've also got another theatre called the Atkinson, which is a library. It's got a gorgeous cafe in. There's always artworks and shows going on there. So there's always stuff. And we're also getting another one that's currently being rebuilt at the moment. So there's actually quite a lot to do. There's loads of cafes, bars and restaurants. Our shops are dwindling, but I think that's just a sign of the time. We've got a nice Marks and Spencer's. We've got Next, New Look, River Island. There's quite a lot, actually, when you start to sort of think about it. Lots of people moan and say, oh, it's going to the dogs. But we've got to be grateful for what we've got. We've got very lucky, a lot of independent shops, quite a lot of charity shops as well. So yeah, there's quite a lot going on in our town all the time, and I think it's a beautiful place to live. I used to live abroad in Lanzarote for 16 years, and then we came back 2011 and settled in Southport when the kids were going to school. They went off to uni, and my daughter's still at home. She's just bought her first house, and yeah, that's a really big project for her. Lots of fun going on there. Like I said before, I love social media. I love having that connection with people that, because I lived abroad, I do have a lot of friends that still live abroad and lots that now live all over the country. So it's really great to sort of have that connection with people and to keep up and know what's going on with people. Yeah, I like Facebook. I've got 2 accounts on Instagram. So I have one for my business, my Avon business, and that is called Flutterby for Beauty, and make lots of reels on there. Probably don't post loads and loads of content on there, but when I do, I enjoy what I post and what I talk about. And then I have another one called Lisa Carlin Online, and that is my channel. Now, this channel started when I moved into this house. So we live on a new build estate. It's still not finished. We moved in 2019. I think it had been started about 2 years prior to that. 750 houses, and we were the first to move into this style of house. So if you're familiar with new housing estates, now you have lots and lots of different things kind of going on. Opposite me is it's a little terrace of 3, terrace of 2, and then a house kind of on the end. We have like cobbles down our street, and there's all different sort of sizes of houses, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms. The style of the house that we have, we were the first on the estate to move into, and I just wanted to document it, really. So my old stuff on Instagram, on Lisa Carlin Online, was all about the house, and I used to get loads of messages from people who were buying or who had bought the same style of house all over the country, asking questions. And while we love living here, it's gorgeous, it's too big for us a little bit now. So in the next couple of years, I would imagine, once our daughter's moved out, we will probably be downsizing and looking for something smaller. It is on 3 stories, it's 4 bedrooms. We just don't need that space. I currently work in our lounge, which doesn't really get used. So it's great because I've got a nice big window in front of me and lots of space for the office, because originally it was at the top of the stairs, but because right at the top of the house, but because of the problems with my knee, I struggle getting up and down and carrying things. So we relocated it down here, and it's much better. We kind of live in the back of the house, so we have like a kitchen, dining room, cozy corner with a TV up. And you might have seen me do some videos in there before, and we kind of live in that side. So my husband went, why not make your office the lounge and where you record things, because the lighting at the top of the house was really rubbish. Because I wear glasses, when you have ring lights you get all that reflection, so I really love the natural light. I went off on a tangent there, didn't I? So a lot of my early stuff on Instagram is basically around the house, and then I have kind of started to change that a little bit now. Like I say, I don't post loads. I probably used to post more, but now I'm trying to get a little bit more into YouTube. This is where my focus is a little bit more. I'd also like to talk about what kind of things I'm learning, because on a weekly basis I do learn lots of things. I think we all do, don't we? So it could be what I've learned with my channel. Also, I know I mentioned before about food and I left school and I'm a trained chef, but food's very different to how it was cooked. When I think back to, when I was a kid, my mum had a chip pan and she'd have like a big tray with like lard in it for cooking roast potatoes on a Sunday. And she always did a Sunday dinner. My mum cooks everything from scratch. She's a fabulous cook, my mum, for 4 people. Any more than that, it's so now we've got things like air fryers, which I love, and like I say before, I love a gadget. But we never ate avocado when we were growing up, even kind of going back 10 or 15 years. When we had the bars abroad, avocado was never on our menu. I think people's palates, change what they have. I think talking about what I'm learning is really interesting. Honestly, the stuff I've learned the last 5 months since I've been doing this channel, being a lot more focused and thinking about this channel and my journey, the things I've learned that other people have shared, I've been so grateful for. I just think it's a really wonderful community. So that's my thoughts on where I'm going with my channel for 2025. I'd like to try and do a weekly vloggy post. I don't think I could really keep up and do a day in the life. I don't think I could commit to being that consistent, really. But I think if I do some snapshots of my week, maybe some reels on kind of like what I'm wearing in my new job, different bits and bobs, and just try and get some consistency and feel like it's coming together for me a bit, because I do feel like I don't have my vibe right. I feel like I haven't got my branding right with it. I just need to keep going until I feel like it clicks in and it's all working for me. So that is it. That is what's been going on here and in my brain for the last 5 months since I've been posting stuff on here. I hope you've stuck with me and managed to get to the end. Thanks very much for staying with me this long and watching. Don't forget to give me a little like, because that helps the algorithm. If you want to subscribe. If you don't, if it's not your thing, don't worry about it. So yeah, probably shouldn't say that. I should probably go, no, go on, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.